Okay, my second field test of the BetaFPV 1805-1550 kV motor. It's spinning a gym fan 7x3/8 slow fly prop on a 2S LiPo on the Arrows Pioneer. So got a little less wind out here and a little less gust than I had during my first field test. So let's see if we can get it in the air and demonstrate some vertical with it. I do have the stock LiPo in it launching. Okay, so let's pull vertical and see. How about that, guys? I had a hard time keeping an eye on it. It was right over me, but how is that for vertical? Get a little further out this time so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, going vertical from a slow start. Holy crap, man, that reminds me of my 3D plane. That's quite a bit different than the stock power setup, isn't it? Pulling vertical from a slow start, and it actually pulled vertical. It didn't just hover, and I was able to do a couple of vertical rolls with it in the process before I pulled it back through. So yeah, it has got a ton more power than it had with the stock setup with this BetaFPV 1805-1550 kV motor with that 7x3/8 slow fly prop. These BetaFPV motors are fantastic on 3S to 6S LiPos, but I also wanted to demonstrate how good they are with a 2S LiPo. That is a torquey motor, isn't it? And that is fairly inexpensive. Look at that. That is a fairly inexpensive motor. And the slow flight capability is still really, really good. Now the way that we'll pull vertical now and perform those maneuvers slowly, it really reminds me of my 3D plane. With the slow maneuvers that you can make with it. Yeah, because I put this, I improved this power system, upgraded this power system, not for speed. You don't want to fly a bush plane fast, at least I don't. But I put it on here so it would have a lot of power so that you could do those maneuvers gracefully, you know, with the way you can do maneuvers gracefully with a 3D plane. I like being able to do that with a bush plane, whether it's a micro or a mini or scale or whatever. I like for planes to have enough power that you can do graceful maneuvers with them, that you're not having to use speed to be able to perform those maneuvers like you do with a warbird or an EDF jet. So I'm very happy. I am very happy with the power that this little plane has now. And it looks like I'm going to get about the same amount of flight time with it as I was getting with the stock power system. Complete stall, do a little rudder spin, a little stall turn. That is fantastic. I love it. Yeah, so now that I've had a chance to do bench testing of this motor and field testing of this motor, and I found that I think the best prop for this plane, an 8-inch prop, you don't even have the clearance with the landing gear. You don't have the clearance for an 8-inch prop. So a 7-inch prop is about as big a prop as you can put on this little plane. So I think, you know, looking at the numbers, I think that 7x3/8 slow fly on a 2S with a plane this size works out really, really well. I think it was the best. I think it was the best option that I had available. But yeah, look at that big loop. Absolutely fantastic. So I am definitely, now that I have field tested this and bench tested it with different props, I definitely want to use one of these BetaFPV 1805 motors on a single tractor with a spinner and a folding prop on one of those in the scrub, on one of those Cheetah 1 millimeter, one of those Cheetah 1 meter chuck gliders that I convert next. I want to make it a single tractor motor with a folding prop so that it's a high performance sport glider. I want to use it on 2S. I'm going to use one of these motors, and probably looking at how well it was spinning an 8x4, standard 8x4 prop, not a slow fly prop, but an 8x4 prop, and looking at how well it spins this 7x3 8 prop on a 2S LiPo. I will probably go with something around a 7x4, 7x4 or 8x4 folding prop on that Cheetah chuck glider. I think this motor is going to be absolutely fantastic for that. Anyway, I'm very happy with it. I've got it pretty well trimmed out. It seems like the motor angle is pretty good on it. I don't think I'm gonna have to adjust the motor angle. When pulling vertical, doing split S maneuvers, doing loops, it seems to hold its line pretty well at full throttle, even pulling vertical from a slow start. So yeah, so I don't think I have to worry about that. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put the nose cowling back on it or not. But links to everything will be in the show notes. The motor, the battery, the prop, the crossover RX receiver that I use, and they have it with several different protocols. So I'm sure there's a protocol in there that you can use. I think I've got the ones linked in the show notes for the FUTABA, for the Fly Sky, and also the Free Sky. So I'm sure one of them you'll be able to use. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.